What's up, guys? I'm Sticky Twigs, and sitting beside me is the one and only wonderful, beautiful Papa Bear. How are you doing, man?
How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. We flipped the script. Usually, you're the one asking the questions.
Yes.
So yeah, man. So tell me about Papa Bear and what is Papa Bear? Who is Papa Bear? Why is Papa Bear?
Um, yeah, I guess it's my innate need to make sense of the world through writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why or how this happened for me, but I think it just started off with me being fed a lot of music by my dad
Like from your childhood.
from my childhood. Yeah, like just a lot of music. I didn't have any training as such. And when I was in the 10th standard, I knew I wanted to write music. I didn't know that meant I had to be a musician.
Hmm.
I just wanted to write songs, and I never had the self belief to be like, okay, I can start now,
Right.
right up until I finished my engineering, and post which I started making music. I went to True School of Music and studied a little bit there and started writing with my band Small Talk, and I think I got a little better along the way, you know.
Right.
Got a little better at music, and yeah, and then I think what fueled it was also the pandemic. Just a lot of time by myself,
Right.
starting to write whole songs by myself.
So how did you get like? So there's the music aspect of it, and then there's the poetry aspect of it.
Yeah,
And your songs are obviously very poetic.
yeah.
And so I'm just curious as to how, when you made that distinction that I wanted to write songs versus like making things that sound good.
Uh, I feel I always wanted to write songs. I was just not equipped with the skills to do it.
Right.
So exploring music as just music with amazing musicians
Hmm.
got me better at like the different parts of it.
Yeah.
And also I started learning myself a little better growing up. I think when
Like
I
learning who you are.
learning who
Right.
I am,
Right.
I think that was very essential to the process of actually writing songs. I started becoming more self-aware. Um, there was a lot of like anxiety, angst, doubt, all of these things, like a big ball of it in me, you know,
Right.
like, and I had to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And as I started understanding myself better, songs just started flowing as a whole, as opposed to um, just one line here, one
Yeah.
line there, and abstract
Yeah.
stuff, you know. Um, I think that, so even during the pandemic, I actually started therapy,
Hmm.
and that like also like unleashed like a whole, it broke the dam, you know,
Right. Of
as I'd say.
revelations, like.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And it was just a parallel process where, yes, okay, therapy was doing things for me, but I didn't necessarily find songs in therapy.
Yeah.
I just found myself.
Yeah.
um, and even before therapy, like with my friends, and just learning to be a little more empathetic as a human being, understanding people, understanding my
Hmm.
insecurities. I think songs happened from there for me.
So I've heard all of your songs, and like your songs, for me at least, like I find them to be so honest, like to the point that it's painful.
Yeah.
And I've like had moments where I've listened to a song and I'm like, wow, that line hits hard, and like I I don't want to listen to it, like,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
sometimes the part of me that doesn't want to listen to that, and sometimes like, wow, that's a beautiful, like you were talking to Urmi about Mac Miller and how he puts these emotions so like in such few words but like so succinctly, and I feel like that's what you do as well on your songs. And can you detail a little bit more of that journey? Like some of your songs are about like this crippling self-doubt, and some of them are about like rising above and sort of being this free bird, like,
Yeah.
soaring.
Actually, I'm just going to mention this book because I feel like it did a lot for me as an artist. It's called Art Objects by Jeanette
Hmm.
Winterson. And you know, she talks about two things. Like, I always, whenever I have to ask somebody to read the book, like, I'll always bring those lines in. And it goes like, she says, people think artists are ones who are possessed, but actually, they're the ones who are in possession,
Hmm.
and they have something to say, you know. And she goes on to say again that she does not write every day. She's an author. She does not write every day, but she cooks every day, she does her plants every day, and she's in a constant state of readiness.
Right.
So I feel like why it might be so hard to listen again and again also, because it's not even easy to write for me.
Hmm.
I think I live my songs out in a journey. So the whole process of feeling that crippling self-doubt, living through it, and then finding a resolution to rise above it is not an easy journey.
Yeah.
But that's how these songs have both of them. My idea with Papa Bear's songs are to document a sort of process of self-healing. So you state like, okay, I feel this dread,
Yeah.
but then I also can find some light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
You know, I try to make that the message. So that's why might not be a easy listen
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. I feel like your song Dreams, the one which we're about to hear after this
Yeah.
interview, is one of those songs where like I feel like the verse is like this pit of despair where like all these problems, I need to find a place of my own, I'm growing old age, just
Yeah.
start catching up to me. And then in the chorus it kind of soars into this I can feel the wind rising, we must
Yeah.
learn to live.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that now? Did you write the verse when you were going through a bad time and then you sort of the chorus came to you
Yeah.
in a moment of revelation?
Yeah. So interestingly, I feel that song was the first song I wrote in the pandemic, after
Right.
which I wrote a bunch of songs. I really wanted to write and be productive and creative. Like you were seeing a lot of like everybody on social media
Yeah,
be like, I'm
it-
using this time to be as productive
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
can. It's like I also want to do that. But I feel like there was like I've never experienced a writer's block in that sense. Like but I felt like there was something I had to push past again. So I kept hitting like a wall. I tried writing this in several ways. I tried approaching this feeling of like that I'm growing old and
Yeah.
I need to find a way to live life, move forward in life. I
Yeah.
feel, and I was doing this in many ways up until like at one point in time. I think the chorus refers to a Studio Ghibli movie, The Wind Rises. I watched that movie, and after that it just flowed. Like I wrote the song in a go then, like and I
Right.
had it, and I kind of chose to like also play it and as a key on a keyboard today because I demoed it like that, and
Yeah.
I've not played that song live on the keyboard, but I felt right. It was
Yeah, it did.
it's just like the universe was pushing me to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that song came about like that. Like it was me hitting that wall and then being like, um, it's not about giving up, but it's about giving in to the flow of things.
Letting the process take.
Yeah,
its
because
place.
also around that time, I feel like I was going through a lot of changes in my musical journey with respect to where my band was and what I wanted to do and what everybody else wanted to do. And sometimes life's just like we still love each other and we're still a band. It's just like also exploring things
Yeah.
on our
your
own.
Yeah.
And I think I had to also accept that. And also, I feel being a musician is tied to this need for fame and stardom and
Right.
celebrity, becoming a celebrity. And I feel at that point in time, like that delusion of wanting to be a rock star that we all grow up with. I think like I was just accepting like my dreams are changing. Like maybe I wanted to be the star, maybe I wanted to win a Grammy and like chill with John Mayer, but maybe I'm living my dream, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm finding a way to sustain my songwriting career and still write songs and perform it live
Yeah.
for people, and the music does something for people, and it's hard and overwhelming to accept that I'm living my dream because I know it's not easy. Like, there's so much more to come, and sometimes that's unnerving. Like,
That's
when
true.
I'm in a good phase, I'm always like, what the what happened?
Yeah.
Like that.
So you mentioned your band, Small Talk. Shout out to the boys. You had a very specific and beautiful brand of a soundscape of music with them, and their soundscape with Papabear is completely different, but still has like some elements that are essentially you. Can you talk about how those two are separate things in your opinion, from your perspective?
It could be like I was like a young kid who did not express himself through music very well.
Right.
And they are really good musicians. Siddharth, Johan, and Linford are really really well like skilled musicians,
Yeah.
and I was always aware of the fact that they're better than me.
Right.
So I knew that I had this really beautiful like bass over which I could just like sketch or doodle, you know. So I was doodling feelings then that became songs because I was understanding the meaning of my songs after writing them. And I feel that was the exploratory phase with Small Talk. And with Papabear, it's like I have so much to say and I have to put it into a song.
Right.
As opposed to not knowing what I want to say and learning myself through a song. This is
Right.
me learning myself and like kind of putting it in.
So one space was like already having like something to express yourself over, and another space was having so much to express but not having
Yeah.
anything to express it via.
Yeah.
So you kind
and then
of
finding ways to do that,
Yeah.
like finding what Papabear's music sounds are. Like it can
Yeah.
just like these songs also just live on a guitar or just on a piano or produced or played with like you've played it live with me
Yeah.
in different ways.
Yeah.
And that's what I like these songs for me finish actually when I write them on a guitar.
Right.
You know, that's good enough.
Yeah.
But not good enough for music business, I guess. So. But also, let me just not be that like that
Bitter dude.
bitter, yeah, because I actually love exploring different
Yeah.
types of production. So that's also a very exciting part for me, like synthesizers and like hip hop production. I love hip hop music.
Yeah.
Like I listen to so much hip hop and rap right now, and I feel like I might rap at some point.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Where does Papabear go from here?
Yeah, so that song
Like
that
you said that you might start rapping.
I might.
Watch out.
I've actually started a little bit. I just put up like some loop, you know, some beats
Mhm.
on YouTube and rap to it. Like
Nice.
I think like my understanding of groove and like melody and like just words is coming to a point where I think it would be fun to rap. So I've been doing that. I've been doodling.
Nice.
And sometimes like some of my newer songs have that like percussive flow, but in more like a sing-song
Yeah.
singer way.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. I don't know. I want to like put all my music out first. Like I have like I'm sitting on like 2 EPs and an album
Yeah.
now. So I'm really excited. By the time this comes out, y'all be hearing that new EP.
Hell
so
yes. Excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
So about your new song Dreams, what
Yeah.
is the process compositionally of creating it? How did it? How was it born? You mentioned that the first demo was on keys, and how did you go
Yeah.
from there?
So, like with all my songs, actually, I just wrote it on the guitar, but I documented, like, demoed it with like a keys,
Right.
like piano, synth, something, and just me and the vocals actually. After which, like, I think at some point I started collaborating with Nis from Maya Sound for the EP,
Hmm.
and I was like, okay, let's start demoing this a little more. Let's put more elements on this song. And I remember like I was like, okay, you play guitar, just put guitar. Like, you know, it's a simple thing. Just put acoustic guitar on it. I was like, okay, I put acoustic guitar on it. Then I was like, okay, let's put some bass.
Hmm.
Or I think the beat came first, either or.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed writing bass for this song because I think I learned how to write bass with this song.
Right.
I broke it down bar by bar and was like, no, I want to feel this bar like this, and I want to hit this note in this chord, and I really
Dove into
went
it.
full
Yeah.
science on this shit.
Yeah.
Like, so that was really cool for me. I really enjoyed doing that part of it. And I was just like listening to Kenny Beats at some point in time, and he was like, you know, like to make any song breathe, why don't you should just put like sound of like an atmosphere in it. Like it could be
Right.
just people talking in a cafe. And he said I put it like close to minus like 100 dB also, and
Right.
it still feels like more alive than something that comes out of a computer. So I just googled some
Oh, you did
sea
that?
sounds. There is some sea
Oh,
sounds.
that's cool. Whoa.
And then after I heard the waves, I was like, okay, let's put some, you know, the brush
brushes,
sticks.
yeah.
Yeah, so I just like put that, and I think I got it till a point there, after which I sent it to Nis Tula Murphy, shout out, from Maya Sound, and he did his thing, man. He's a very special producer. I feel like I sent him the demo on WhatsApp, and in 5 minutes he's like, dude, I think I have a sample, like this Frank Ocean like sample for the
Nice.
chorus. And he just sends something from the WhatsApp thing that I sent him. He put it into his DAW, and he put a drum loop for the chorus, and he put the Frank Ocean like
Yeah.
thing. And I was like, yeah, this is the direction of the
Nice.
song, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, so process wise, that's how it went. Yeah.
Nice. It's been great to see how it blooms in
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah.
You were talking about Kenny Beats earlier. I know you've been listening to a lot of Kenny Beats, and
Yeah.
now I have too.
Yeah.
So, who else do you think are your biggest musical influences that have sculpted the way you write and the way you imagine sound?
I feel like especially where I'm at right now with the type of music that I'm playing live, I'm really getting reminded of my love for Bon Iver.
Hmm.
I think there was a point where I was in engineering college and one of my really close friends, Anurag, shout out Anurag, we started writing together also, but he made me listen to Bon Iver and I fell in love with his writing, the way he used metaphors and his melodies and his songs were
Yeah.
simple, but like they made me feel it so much. And I feel like, yeah, I think Bon Iver really changed things for me. I'm also a really big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. He's got a tattoo there. Shout out Red Hot Chili Peppers.
on that.
Yeah. Another reason why we
Yeah.
work so closely together. But yeah, I think just the lyricism, Anthony Kiedis'
Yeah.
lyricism and John Frusciante's melodic guitaring. By the way, I'm born on the same day as John Frusciante.
What are you saying, man?
It's crazy. 5th
You
March.
heard it here first. Oh my god, I had no idea. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
5th March.
That's
And
dope.
so I feel like this kinship with them. John Mayer. Also, like recently, I've just been listening to so much rap. Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, Mac Miller.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of music.
I
by
just
these
had
people.
this thought that we were talking once and we were talking about lyrics and
Yeah.
how you can either use lyrics to write poetry or use lyrics as an instrument. Like,
Right.
so I just wanted to say that I know that you in your lyric writing process are very you have a message, that you have something
Yeah.
to say and you want people to hear it. But for me, when I'm playing with you
Yeah.
and I'm focusing on what I'm playing, and when I hear you, I interpret your lyrics more as an instrument and part of
Okay.
the overall sound than the message sometimes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's nice to have like a different set of viewpoints.
But that's so interesting because whenever you write anything, it feels like you're actually listening to the lyrics. So it's like maybe a melodic content also just carries so much emotion.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah.
It's the way it contours,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke about some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
You want
As
to
we
lighten up
do.
with some little game.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking, how about you give us a musical hug with your words
Okay.
and like hum or sing a little bit.
Okay.
The word that I have been assigned is broken.
You've been assigned.
Yeah.
Broken. I don't know. Every path can't be chosen. Every path can't be chosen. I like that.
That's good.
You could be broken, but there's always way to let light in.
I was going to think let hope in.
Let hope in or light in. So keep floating.
Nice.
I
Nice.
think I'd like.
That was
Yeah,
dope.
that's pretty dope.
That,
actually.
that did feel like a hug. Yeah.
With my words. Yeah.
The final question is, as you've been asking all our artists till now, do you feel like a snappy wheat or a zesty?
No, I'm definitely a zesty amber.
Really?
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I
feel like
think so
it's
too.
like it's like just more aged. I'm learning to accept that I'm growing old
Oh, that's
and
all right.
still developing.
You
in
still
flavor.
you still got a young soul.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Papabear. That
Thanks,
was
Kati.
beautiful.
Thank you so
I
much.
had fun.
I had fun.
Yeah.
too.